Hey guys, I'm your host Sean Grande and welcome to What's in the Pot. Today we're making a super simple paella. So here's a rundown of the ingredients for the seafood paella. It's a very simple recipe. I got a mixed seafood medley here. It's got a little bit of mussels, shrimp, oysters. I have 3 cloves of garlic finely chopped up, and I got about half a green pepper chopped up. I also got half a small onion chopped up and about half a tomato. I'm using the cherry tomatoes, but equivalent to about half a tomato chopped up, and some turmeric. The rice I'm using is bomba rice. This is from Barcelona. You can use any kind of rice, and that's just a paella stock, and I'm using some mussels. Some people use a paella pan. I'm just using a large skillet. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little flavor to the seafood medley, and I'm adding some of that Caribbean flavors, green seasoning. I'm also going to add some of the chief seasoning as well in there, and I'm going to mix that up. And what it's going to do, it's going to add a little bit of flavor. This is not exactly a traditional paella. This is just a quick and simple paella. You want to add a little bit of flavor to that seafood medley. These were frozen, but like I said, it's a very simple and quick recipe. So once you kind of mix that up, let that marinate while you throw in all the other ingredients. I'm throwing in the green peppers and the garlic, and we're gonna let that fry up. It's almost like a sofrito we're doing, where we're gonna let all the peppers and onions and as well the tomatoes fry up, as well as the garlic, and let that fry up. We want to let that let the flavors from the vegetables come out into the oil. And I'm using extra virgin olive oil. And then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add that tomatoes, and we're gonna let that cook up for about maybe 5 to 10 minutes. We just want to cook it until we start seeing that color come out of the veggies. So it's been about 5-10 minutes and the veggies have been cooking. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add that seafood medley. Now this is the quickest way if you want to do a seafood paella. You just go ahead and get one of these frozen mixed seafood packets. It's got some squid, it's got some oysters, it's got some clams, it's got some baby shrimp. It's good, it's quick, it's simple, especially if you're pressed on time. This is the easiest thing to do. Now we're gonna let this cook for about maybe 5-10 minutes, and we're gonna let the flavors from the seafood and the veggies kind of combine together, let it marry together. So it's been another 5 minutes letting that cook up together. Now we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of turmeric, and you could use any kind of turmeric of your choice. I know Chief makes a turmeric, it's called Trinidad saffron. But yeah, you can go ahead and add turmeric. If you're balling like that, you can go ahead and add some fresh saffron. But the turmeric does wonders, and you wanna let that turmeric kind of cook into the veggies now. We wanna let that cook in together. It's all gonna get that nice golden yellow flavor, and we're gonna let the turmeric cook with the veggies, with the seafood, and we'll let that cook for a couple minutes, not too much. After we do that, we're gonna go ahead and cook the rice. So let's go ahead and let this simmer, and then we'll go ahead and add the rice. So it's been simmering for a couple minutes, and we're adding rice. I'm adding 1.5 cups of bomba rice. Now bomba rice is from Barcelona. It is the traditional rice you would use to make paella. I picked this up when I was there last year, but you can use any kind of rice. I prefer to use this or parboiled long grain white rice. I don't actually like regular white rice. The parboiled rice is actually a lot better, especially when you're making stuff like paella or paella or anything like that, or rice and peas. It's the better choice. The rice is not too sticky. It's actually perfect for this dish. If you don't have bomba rice in your local grocery, check a Latin grocery store, or you can probably order it online from Amazon. So this has been cooking for a couple minutes. We want to get the flavors into the dry rice. Once we do that, we're going to go ahead and add some water. I'm also going to add the paella stock. Now that was something else I picked up when I picked up the rice in Barcelona, but you can use any kind of seafood stock. I know Goya makes a nice shrimp stock you can use. It's really just to give it that extra seafood flavor. Some people, they kind of cook down the shrimp heads if they're using a whole big shrimp or a whole big prawn and use that stock. So you can use any kind of seafood stock you want. The Chief brand stock is actually pretty good. It's a fish seasoning. It gives a nice little extra flavor into there. So I've added some water. So what we're gonna do is, just like if you're cooking any other dish, like a pilaf, what you're gonna do is you're gonna monitor it. I have it on medium heat, and I'm just gonna let that cook, let that simmer, and then throughout keep on turning it. There you go. There's the fish seasoning. I'm gonna go ahead and add that. And then you're gonna go and keep on simmering it, keep on turning it so the rice doesn't stick to the bottom. When it starts drying up, you wanna add a little bit more water and keep on doing that until the rice is fully cooked. So right before the rice is done, I'm adding my mussels. Now the rice is almost perfect, so I'm gonna add my mussels. Now what I do with my mussels is I pre-steam them, I wash them, and I pre-steam them till they're about 80% done, and then I put them in to the paella. And remember, when you're cooking mussels, you wanna cook it until, or when you know they're finished is when they open up. If they do not open up, don't eat them. That means they're dead and you could get really sick. There is the finished product. It is beautiful, it's delicious, it's very simple, and takes less than an hour to cook. So what I'm gonna do is, this is the best part. You can see the top kind of dries, but the bottom is all moist. You can see all that steam coming from the rice. The rice is perfectly cooked. You have all the veggies, you have all the flavor. This is absolutely the best thing in the world. Thank you very much for tuning into What's in the Pot. I'm your host, Sean Grande. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a safe and blessed week. Peace.